Hey guys, we're doing a quick review on Chapter 7 for 8th grade on solving linear equations. Number 1, Vanessa is looking to hire a dog sitter and she's researched 2 different people. Alexis charges $7 per hour plus $25 up front. Jack charges $5 per hour plus $33 up front. Now, which person, Alexis or Jack, charges less for 1 hour or 5 hours? Now, what I would do is I'd probably set this up. Now, there's multiple ways of solving it. You can just basically plug it in. You could say, okay, $7 per hour, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 plus 25 is 32. Do the same thing here. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 plus 33 is 38. Obviously, Alexis is going to be cheaper over 1 hour. And then you could plug in the 5 here as well. My recommendation is set up the equation, set up the inequality. So what you can do is set it up as 7h plus 25, and we're going to set that equal to 5h plus 33. So what you want to do is you want to solve for h. And the only way to solve for h is we're going to have to get rid of one of them. You can't have 2 variables on either side. You have to have either one variable here, your constant equals a number, like a 2-step equation. That's the only way you're going to be able to solve this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the 5h because it's smaller than 7h. So I'm going to subtract 5h from both sides. This cancels out here. I've got 33 left over. And I've got 2h right here. So 2h plus 25 equals 33. Now I'm just going to solve this like a 2-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. 2h equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. H equals 4. So basically, at the 4th hour, they're both going to charge you the same amount. Right? So if you know that, so if let's plug this in. So if we plug in the 1, right, for example, we plug in the 1, we know that Alexis is going to charge, let's put Alexis over here, Alexis, and then Jack. We know that Alexis is going to be 7 times 1 is 7, 7 plus 25 is 33. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 plus 33 is 38. So Alexis is going to be cheaper for the 1 hour. Right? But as it's approaching to the 4th hour, they charge the same. That means after the 4th hour, Alexis is going to be more expensive. Jack is going to be less expensive. He might be more expensive up front in the beginning of it all, but eventually it's going to be cheaper. If you want to kind of figure out, you can just plug in the 5 hours. So if it's 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 25 is 60. Right? So he charges 60 bucks. You plug in the 5 here. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 33 is 58. If I did that right. Yeah, $58. And $58 is cheaper than the 60 that we came up over there with. So Jack's going to get increasingly cheaper after the 4th hour. So for 5 hours, Jack's is going to be probably the way to go if you know you need a dog sitter for a little bit longer than 4 hours. Okay, so that's that on number 1. Number 2, so the same thing how we solved here, we're going to solve these 2 as well. So we want the variable to be on one side. What I would do is I'd get rid of the smaller one of the 2. So I'd subtract x from both sides. 3x plus 5 equals 8. Then you're going to solve this as a 2-step equation. Just solve for x and then you're done. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. 3x equals 3. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 1. Over here, same thing. We're going to minus 3.25 from both sides. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I have to get rid of one of the variables. So, okay. So let's see. What do I want to get rid of? I didn't do that. You could do this first if you want to do. Sometimes I do that, but let me stick to the plan here. All right, so let's subtract 1.5d from both sides. This is going to cancel out. We've got 3.25 from this side. That's what's left over. I've got 1 left over here. 2.25 minus 1.5 should be 0.75. And it's positive. Then I subtract 1 from both sides. We've got 2.25 equals 0.75d. Then I divide both sides by 0.75, and I get 3. So d equals 3. All right, I know I've gone fast, so you can watch the video again. So basically, I consolidated my variables. I put variables on one side. I got rid of the smaller one because it's a little bit easier. This basically is just a two-step equation, right? So the opposite of adding one, or positive one, I should say, because this is, you don't really want to look at this. You want to look, okay, it's positive, so you want to subtract 1 from both sides. So we got 2.25 equals 0.75d. Then you're going to do the opposite of multiplying by 0.75, which is dividing. We're going to divide both sides by 0.75. This cancels out. You have d left over. You get your answer. Or I should say your solution. Now, number 3, we did not talk about distributive property all that much, and I apologize. There were a couple things that we didn't talk about in this lesson. But let's go over this one. This one's distributive property. You will see this. Probably more like an extra credit question. So basically what you want to do is you want to distribute 3. First off, you want to simplify it. So this is going to be 3 times negative 1x, or negative x, negative 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. And so what happens is you've got this left over after you've done that. And you can consolidate or combine like terms. These are like terms that you can combine. So this is going to be negative 3x. Now, 9 minus 11 is going to be negative 2. So this is going to be minus 2 equals 14 plus 5x. And then, basically, we come back to a problem like this. So we're just solving for x. So we've used distributive property. We've combined like terms. Now we can solve it. So basically, this is just a step above the two-step equation. So we're going to get, what I would do is I'd probably add 3x to both sides, because that's much easier to deal with. So I'm going to add 3x because that cancels out here. I've got 8x, 14 plus 8x on this side, negative 2 on this side. Subtract 14 from both sides. So I've got basically negative 16 on one side. I've got this canceled out, so it equals 8x. Then I divide both sides by 8. I get x equals negative 2. Okay. Now, this video is pretty quick. I do apologize. It was quick, but I need to get this out to you guys. My recommendation was, if this was too quick, what I would do is I would probably copy down the problems, go back, maybe not copy down this problem, maybe just copy down this, and then go through the video again, and then maybe write everything out and see how I did it again, and just kind of set your notes a little bit, make sure you're ready to go. Hopefully, basically what you've seen is kind of what you're going to see again tomorrow for our quiz. So, anyways, best of luck. God bless, guys. Godspeed. Have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.